Uh, Hello, I'm Ishida Haruma. Can you hear me?
Yes?
Yep.
I want to talk about education. Today, I want to talk about I have three themes to talk about. First, differences between Japan and the world. Second, social media and the internet. Finally, overworked teachers. There are a lot of differences between Japanese school and foreign schools. For example, some foreign schools do not have homework after school. This is a problem because Japanese students cannot have free time for relaxing or hobbies. However, if you do not have homework, you will not study at home easily. Another example is Japanese schools have a lot of rules. For example, for example, Japanese students have to wear uniforms. Another example is there are a lot of strict rules about hairstyles. This might be a problem because students do not have freedom. Also, they cannot express their uniqueness. Next, I want to talk about social media and the internet. Japanese students spend too much screen time. This is bad for their eyes, and this affects their studies. Moreover, the internet has a lot of wrong information. I think Japanese schools should teach how to deal with wrong information. Another problem is students do not read books because they think reading books is difficult and tiring. They cannot learn proper Japanese. Japanese people's language ability is diminishing. Finally, I want to talk about overworked teachers. Japanese teachers work 56 hours a week on average. In contrast, teachers in developed countries work 38.5 hours a week. Teachers work too much. Teachers have to help out with club activities. This is a problem because teachers have no time to relax. Also, they don't have free time on weekends. Moreover, teachers stay late because they have a lot of work. They cannot spend time with their families. Also, they cannot sleep well. I talked about differences between Japanese school and foreign schools, social media and the internet, and overworked teachers. There are a lot of problems in Japanese education. we have to think more seriously about how to solve these problems. Thank you for listening. Do you have any questions?
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to introduce Bridge Festival in my hometown, Mizuhashi. Have you ever visited Mizuhashi? Mizuhashi is in Toyama Prefecture near the sea. There is a big festival, but it is not famous even in our prefecture. I want to introduce you to this festival. Many years ago, the flow of the Mizuhashi River was strong and fast. So many houses collapsed and many people died due to flooding. People were worried about their daily lives. When they want to cross the river, they have to go on the bridge of boats. They connected the boats by using ropes. They wanted on it to cross the river, but of course it collapsed due to the flood. One day, a carpenter came to Mizuhashi from the Netherlands. His name is Johannes de Rijk. He is good at building bridges. So he and some citizens could make the admirable bridge in a year. The bridge was built using over 1,000 huge trees in the shrine. Finally, the building of the bridge was completed, so people don't need to worry about flooding anymore. They became happy because they could walk across the river safely, and they thanked God for the trees. We have been having a festival since the bridge was completely built. There are some events in the festival. Elementary school students do traditional dances and play music on the street and on the stage. Also, brass band club members of middle school march on the bridge. Some of the students wear the Miko's coat and play God with shinobu or shakuhachi. When it gets late, we have a floating fire on the river. It is said that if you make a wish when you put fire on the river, it comes true. And this oil for the fire was taken from sugar cane by elementary school students. Also, we use rice paper, so it is not bad for the environment. About 3,000 fireworks will be launched in this festival. These are very colorful and have a few different shapes. For example, heart marks or smiling faces. At the end of fireworks and festivals, you can see the Sanshakudama. It is a 600-meter diameter firework. It's so big and beautiful like this image. If you are interested in Mizuhashi, you should come, especially on the Bridge Festival Day. Thank you.
Today, I would like to talk about lifestyles before and after COVID-19. There is a COVID-19 pandemic now in 2020. We cannot do what we want to do. The Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics were cancelled. Many other things were cancelled, like school trips, sports days, school days. We are not happy. Actually, we are very sad. Before the COVID-19, ECGL was held in Miura YMCA last year. At that time, all of us could gather at the same place with the other members. Now this year, the ECGL being held in online. I'm glad to join this camp again, but I wanted to get together at the same place with the other members. In April and May, uh, school, I know, school, we could not go to school. We could not go to school. I know what it is a good thing to take class in my classmate at school with my friends. However, when school started in June, I could only take our classes half of our classmates. That made me sad. Uh, but when school started in September, I could take my class with all classmates and start club activities. Now we cannot go abroad. I was planning to France with my mother this spring, but this plan was cancelled because of the pandemic. Now there are many restrictions on domestic travels too. If I want to travel if it travels travel if it's possible. Before COVID-19, we could go to amusement park and and museums like Disneyland and Universal Studio Japan, but now we have to make a reservation to go there, so I couldn't go there this year. I was very sad, but now we have there and we cannot go to karaoke and go to restaurant with many people. The new rules made me boring. Uh,
Oh,
on New Year's Day, I will not go to my grandparents' house as I usually do. We can eat good meals with my family and watch Hakone Kiren and go to Hatsumode. I'm looking forward to these times, but this year I can't do these things. Shocked. I am very shocked. This year was a hard and sad year, but we were overcome it. We were happy to live. I used to think I had ordinary lifestyles before the pandemic, but during the pandemic, realized spending time with my family and friends was very valuable, and I want to do more of that when it ends. Thank you for listening.